When dealing with our daily emotions that we all face, there can be positive outcomes we control. Is living abundantly really possible for all of us, no matter where we find ourselves today? Absolutely, unequivocally, yes is the answer. Now, here is the host of The Long Bearded Guy, the Chief Catalyst, Strategist Guide at JEWIL International, Gordon D. Melville.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for showing up. I really appreciate you being here. I really appreciate you spending some of your valuable, limited resource of time with me today. It means a lot to me that you're here. Thank you so much. Welcome to Red Fridays. If you don't know what that is, Red Fridays, I've been talking about it for 2 years, I guess, this summer in June. June or July will be 2 years I've been doing shows. So that's wonderful. Happy anniversary to me. But anyway, Red Fridays, R-E-D, red, is remember everyone deployed, willing to stand on the wall for us, willing to protect us, willing to stand in the fray, stand in the gap to look after us and protect us so that we can do our be who we're supposed to be, however and whatever way that means for you. And so I want to honor them and make sure, especially for our American friends with their the 80th anniversary of D-Day yesterday, June 6th. That's a monumental thing, and to be able to remember that, especially with some of the things that are going on in the world at the moment, holding on to that idea and what the concept around democracy was about. I need to be able to hold that, and I want to put that out there and think about it, meditate with that, and chew on that for a little bit, because it's not guaranteed. It can go away. And so again, I want to make sure we honor our deployed everywhere. Doesn't matter whether they should be there or not. That's a different conversation. But the actual soldiers, the actual support people, all the people that are involved there, I want to honor them. All right. So today episode, we're talking about embracing being as a revolutionary act. And for this type of thing, I've talked about being before. I'm going to talk about it a lot, because there's a lot wrapped up in who we're being and where that goes, the different things in our life that touches, because it's expansive. There's so much stuff. Essentially, everything comes out of who we're being. Everything comes out of who we're being. Let me say it again. Everything in your life is being brought out, is born out of who you're being and how your awareness around who you're being is. And we're going to talk about that in some depth today. We're going to continue to talk about it because it's a monster, huge conversation. So I want, for those of you that know me, I'm Gordon D. Melville, the long bearded guy, and the king of EQ is the way some people will respond or reference me. And I am on a mission to positively change the lives of every man I meet by raising their emotional quotient. And some of you know what that is. Some of you do not. If you don't know what that is, please reach out to me, and I can share with you what emotional quotient is. If you're aware of it, great. If you don't, or not aware of it, it's causing you problems in your life that you're not identifying that way, that you are hearing it in other ways. Right, but the root challenge is a low EQ, is a low emotional quotient, and so I want to raise that, because our lives get better if we can understand and improve our emotional quotient. We can improve our relationships and our life and our experience and the intentional growth if we want to do that. I'm the founder and CEO of JEWIL International. I'm a champion mindset mentor generally, but I'm also a champion mindset mentor for a pro basketball team that went to the finals this year and had the winningest season ever. Now that they're as a component, as a part, I was a part of that. Not the reason they did that, for sure, not the only reason, but sure, that was a part. Surely it was a part of that winning season. So very excited about that. I'm very proud of the guys and the team. I'm a multi-award winning international best-selling author multiple times. I'm an international keynote speaker. I teach the 7 levels of emotional intelligence for men. And I serve entrepreneurial men and pro athletes as my avatar, but I'll talk to everybody. I love working with people. I love helping them understand who they're being, and helping them move forward in their life if that's what they want to do. And that's one of the root reasons why, one of the foundational reasons why I even do the show, is to get it out and to get that concept into the ether, out into the universe, out into society, so that we can talk about that. An awareness, we can't fix it until we're aware. We can't do anything about it until we're aware. I'm excited to have you with me today. I'm excited to have you find us on Apple TV, Google TV, iHeartRadio, Amazon Fire, all like Spotify, anywhere that you listen to your stuff. If you watch TV, online TV, go to inspiredchoicesnetwork.tv. You can watch all my episodes. You can watch all the host episodes, and there's some wonderful hosts on this network. Incredible. And it's a free download if you want to download Inspired Choices Network. Anywhere, App Store, wherever you would download stuff, it's a free download. So I encourage you to do that. And then like us, love us, share it, and subscribe. That helps with our algorithms, but it also helps to pay for the show. And at the end of the day, it helps us engage. I'm about engagement. We have hundreds of millions of reach, possible people that could be plugging in. But what I'm looking at, I've got thousands of people that watch and listen every week, but I want engagement. I want you to be able to reach out to me and tell me, Gord, that was wonderful. Thank you for this. Or you know what? You're full of shit. That's not been my experience. And I've got thick skin. It's okay. Share with me, engage with me, and let me know. And you know what? There's lots of people that need to hear this and see this information. So if you know somebody that my brother, my uncle, my dad, my whoever needs to see or hear this, please share it with them. Please share it with them. Again, that's engagement. It's spreading it out. For me to be able to be on a mission to positively change the lives of every man I meet, I can't do that by myself. I need help. So please, please, please share it. All right. As we get going this morning, well, no, I guess it's afternoon. Do you ever have days like that where it just goes and goes and goes and goes? It's just so fast. What we're going to talk about, again, embracing being, the concept around being as a revolutionary act, because it's different. It flies in the face. It's defiant to be you, be unapologetically, unabashedly you is an act of defiance. It's a revolutionary act because most people are not doing that. Most people don't know when I ask them who you be, and I know that grammar's baffed, but when I ask that, they don't know what to answer, or they can't answer that. They don't know. Most people are not aware of who they're being. They're not aware of how they show up in their life for other people as well as for themselves. Lots of people just go, you know what, I'm not happy with what's going on, or I'm frustrated with my life, or it's not what I wanted it to be. This isn't where I wanted to go. But they don't know that they can change it. They have the power to change it. Lots of people don't even know. But the ones, once you're aware, hey, I can change it, it's hard. It's so hard. But it's around being. I can't become who I already am. And I don't mean that in the sense that I can't grow from where I am right now. What I'm saying is it's like peeling an onion. I can layer after layer after layer after layer after layer after layer. I'm becoming aware of what's going on inside that onion. I need to be able to peel the layers off, become more aware. Who am I? Who am I really? I'm uncovering and finding out who I am. But I can't do that unless I have intentional growth. I can't do that without actually doing the work to get there. And that part's hard. It really is. That part is very, very difficult. And we've talked about being before. So I want to frame it a little bit different, put a little bit of different slants on it. Conforming out of fear, which is what most of us do for so long, right? We conform out of fear because we don't want to be alone, because we're afraid people won't love us. If they find out we have foibles or we have warts or we're not perfect, oh my God, they're going to leave me. So conforming out of fear collapses our unique spirit. You want to be unique? Be you. Nobody can be you. But conforming out of fear collapses that unique spirit, while being ourselves exposes and shows who we be off. It shows off who we're being. Taking ownership of all of us is the only way. And you've heard me say this over and over and over. Extreme 100% ownership of who you are, of everything that happens to you, of all the bits and pieces, taking 100% extreme ownership of all of us. And when I say that, I mean of everything that's me. Once I do that, is the only way, by the way, to lean into our full self. Being yourself then becomes something you unveil, not attain. We become aware of who we are being and step into that. We can't become who we already are. Does that make sense? We're unveiling. We're learning as we step into that and intentionally put that effort in and work at that. We're finding out who we are, who we're really being. But that takes an awareness. I was reading. If I read a lot. I don't know if you can see that. That's this week's stack of books. I'm reading 5 to 7 a month, but that's this week's stack, and those are not Harlequin romances or fiction. Those are business books. Those are self-improvement, personal development. Those are stuff about coaching. There's stuff about why they buy is a piece on bank learning. I'm expanding me. I'm expanding the bits and pieces around myself to make myself more effective. But one of the things I love to read and I highly recommend is Marcus Aurelius Meditations. Really, really good book. If you're looking for finding something that can help you in your meditation, right? A lot of people struggle to meditate because their brain's all over the place. And these are all in little pieces. They're one sentence, 2 sentences. Sometimes there's a paragraph or a page, but all these little things that he talks about. He's brilliant, brilliant. Marcus Aurelius was an amazing thought leader. He had some really deep concepts he was thinking about. And when you put one of those concepts in your brain and think about it and chew on it and let it percolate while you're meditating and you're thinking about it, what does that mean? What does that mean to me? How does that apply to who I am and who I want to become, or who I want to see from myself? And one of the things he says in here that I was reading this morning says, grapes, like the fruit, grapes, unripe, ripened, raisined, the different types, right? All changes, all modifications of a grape, not into non-existence, but into not yet existence. And I was like, whoa, wait a second. Grapes unripe, ripened, raisined, all changes. They're all types of grape, right? They don't become a grape. They're always a grape. Are they a different form of the grape? Yeah. But into not yet existence. So that's what our lives are doing. We're not changing the essence of who we are. We're becoming aware of the pieces of that. What does that look like? Sometimes it's unripened. Sometimes it's ripe. Sometimes it's a raisin. Those are all still grapes. The essence of it hasn't changed. How you see it has changed. The iteration of it is different, but it's still a grape. I want to read just real quick my copy for this show. I need to take a quick break, but as we go to the break, I want to read what this says. It says, embrace being as a revolutionary act is about the powerful and transformative journey of fully embracing your true self. Being unapologetically you is a revolutionary act in a world that often demands conformity. We touched on that already. By embracing being your unedited self, you challenge societal norms and step into your unique empowerment. This revolutionary stance invites ridicule and judgment. That's the hard part. That's why people don't do it. That's why less than 3% of the population does any kind of personal development, because it invites it. It invites ridicule. It invites ridicule and judgment, but it also invites admiration and stands as a glorious act of defiance against those pressures. Raw, polarizing discussions like this offer a space where you can feel seen and understood and will inspire you to step into your full power, showcasing the beauty of being genuinely you. And I encourage you to do that. I challenge you to do that. Embracing your weirdness is not only liberating, but also a profound act of self-love and empowerment. And it says, join me today as we champion the revolutionary spirit of being, encouraging us to live boldly. That's what we want to do. That's what we want to do. That's what we want to talk about. That's what we're going to touch on today. I need to do or not touch on. We're going to go deep into it again today. But before I run to this quick commercial, I want to do a shout out for Jose Escobar, as the founder and CEO of the Entrepreneur's Bookshelf. Check out his Connected Leaders Academy membership to take your business to the next level. This is the perfect tribe to learn, grow, and connect like never before. The Connected Leaders Academy tribe brings together some of the highest level entrepreneurs from all over the world. Set up your virtual coffee and it's free, doesn't cost anything to set that up with him, with Jose Escobar today. And you can reach him at theentrepreneursbookshelf.com. That's www.theentrepreneursbookshelf.com. That's an incredible group, and it's exponentially growing very quickly, very high level entrepreneurs. As we go to a break, I forgot to mention, I've got my herbal tea this morning, and in my special mug. Thank you for my mug. And as we go to break, don't forget to pause and breathe. Pause and breathe as we're trying to let this stuff percolate, as we're trying to ground ourselves and center ourselves to be able to understand what we've heard, and then be able to move forward. Do that while we're having a quick break here. I'll be right back. You're with Gordon D. Melville, the long-bearded guy on Inspired Choices Network. Be right back.
How much of our daily success relies on our mindset? Anything we are unaware of can still impact our lives. When dealing with our daily emotions that we all face, there can be positive outcomes we control. Why is the word stigma such a BS misnomer? Is living abundantly really possible for all of us, no matter where we find ourselves today? Join the long-bearded guy, Gordon D. Melville. The Chief Catalyst Strategist Guide at JEWIL International invites you to an enlightening, sometimes shocking discussion. He will be challenging you to explore your own answers to these questions and so many more. This will lead you towards living an abundant, successful life, no matter how you define it. Gordon D. Melville is live Fridays at 12 noon Eastern, 11 a.m. Central, 10 a.m. Mountain, and 9 a.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com.
Are you a subject matter expert? Are you here to share your expertise with an audience waiting to hear from you in only the way you can deliver? Are you ready to have your voice amplified across the airwaves? Inspired Choices Network has a global radio platform streaming to millions of people across the world. Professionally produced and supported by an accomplished team every step of the way, you can broadcast from anywhere in the world, knowing your voice matters, and we ensure it is delivered with ease and efficiency. Eager to hear your message, the world awaits. Contact us today to become an Inspired Choices Network radio host. Email become a host at inspiredchoicesnetwork.com.
This is the long-bearded guy with Gordon D. Melville. To participate in the program, join the live studio audience in our chat room at inspiredchoicesnetwork.com. You can also send an email to the long-bearded guy at gmail.com. Now back to the program.
Everybody, welcome back. Thank you so much for being with me today. You're with Gordon D. Melville, the long-bearded guy on Inspired Choices Network. Apparently, I'm a little scattered this afternoon. I don't even know what time of day it is. That's not good either. We're talking about embracing being as a revolutionary act. Embracing being who you're being, not what you do. We conflate them, right? We conflate, and we get our identity a lot of times wrongly from what we do. Oh, I'm a coach. I'm a mentor. That's not where my identity comes from. That's not who I'm being. Oh, this isn't what I do. It's who I am. No, it's what you do. Now, you can have a real strong propensity for that, right? You were maybe born to do that. I can see that. Natural talent that's there that you, especially with my pro athletes, oh, I was born to do this. Yep. That's a genetic thing, right? You're 6'9". Yep. You were born to do that, right? Somebody that's 5 feet tall, probably will be very difficult to get into the NBA or be a basketball player, right? Now, they can be involved in basketball, but probably not as a player. But some of that is understanding, okay, so if that's what's happening with what I do. Today we're not talking about what we do. I want us to focus on who we're being, what our essence is. Because if we focus on who we're being, what we do then becomes an extension of who we're being. And now we have alignment, and now we have flow. And you've heard me say that before. You've heard me tell you, if we have that way, it's wonderful to watch. And we've all had experiences where stuff happens and we go, wow, how did that happen? Where did that come from? In a positive way, right? Something just sort of, it looked like it came out of the blue. It didn't come out of the blue. It was planned that way. You were supposed to do that. But a lot of times when we focus on who we're being, Jim Rohn used to say you need to work on yourself as hard or harder than you work on your business, on what you do. Work on yourself harder than what you do. Why? Because they're completely different things. Completely different things. They're completely different spaces. Do not conflate what you do with who you are. Okay? Don't conflate what you do with who you are. Focus on who you're being. I want to give you 5 ways to do that. Okay? 5 ways. Again, if you don't have a journal or don't have something to write down, I forgot to mention at the beginning, if you don't write this stuff down, you're not going to remember. That's just the reality of it. You go, oh, that's really good. Or yep, I want to think about that some more. If you don't write it down, you're not going to know. You're not going to remember. Oh, no, I got a great memory. Maybe. You're not going to remember. So write these down. And I apologize for not reminding you to grab your journal at the beginning. Embracing the act of being can indeed be revolutionary. It's a powerful way to challenge societal norms, expectations, and external pressures, which you heard me read from the copy. So the first one is authenticity. How do I focus on who I'm being? I need to focus and pay attention to my authenticity. What does that mean? Show up authentically. What does it mean? Being true to yourself, embracing your uniqueness, and living authentically can be revolutionary, because most people don't do that. In a world that often encourages conformity, choosing to be genuine is an act of rebellion. An act of rebellion. It's an act of defiance. Why? Because most people don't do it. It's hard. It takes courage to do that. To stand on your own without anybody else around you. To be that one voice. To be that one example of, okay, I'm going to be me, authentically, uniquely me, and let the chips fall where they may. The people that leave my life, they weren't supposed to be there now. Maybe they were there for a season. Maybe they were there for a reason. Everybody's in our life for a reason. But they're not, just because they're here now doesn't mean they're going to be here forever. Can you handle that? Is that okay? Because I think there's a linchpin there. Oh, I'm not okay with these people leaving. Great, then you're going to get stuck where you are. One of the things that's come up this week is being without being nasty or rude, but being raw and real. And the reality is people are going to leave your life. You're not going to ask them to. You're not going to want them to. But if you're wanting to move forward, you're wanting to intentionally grow and find out truly who you're being, who you're supposed to be, that is not a journey most people want to take. That's just the reality of it. And if you want to stay in that space, you're not being authentic. You can't be authentic. That's going to invite people to be judgmental, right? That's going to invite them to do it. They're going to be nasty to you. They're going to say stuff to you. Go, oh, that's not fair. That doesn't mean it's not true. It may be true, but they're lashing out because they've given up or they don't want to do that journey. And you know what? It's okay. Can you be okay with that? Can you be all right with some of these people leaving your life? Because if you can't, you're going to get stuck. If you can't, that's why most people don't. And when I say most people, 97% plus don't. Why? Because they don't want to leave the comfort zone. And we've talked about that before, the comfort zone of where they are. Because they know as soon as they step out into the fray, they're going to get battered with stuff. You got the guts to stand in that fray? You have the guts to be uniquely, authentically you? I believe you do. Do you believe you do? So, 5 ways to focus on our being. First one's authenticity. Can you be true to you? Are you willing to stand in that? Are you willing to be authentically you? The second one is self-acceptance. Accepting yourself fully, flaws and all, is a radical act. It means rejecting self-criticism and embracing self-love. When we accept ourselves, we empower others to do the same. And it doesn't mean we stick our head in the sand and go, whoa, I don't have any faults. That's not what it's saying. That's not at all what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, can you accept you the way you are in all your glory? If somebody can, and I wrote that somewhere else on here, understanding, surrounding yourself with people that can support that and want to be in that space, right? Listening to another without ridicule is another way of showing reverence for another person's soul, no matter how eccentric or different from ours it may be. Can you do that? Can you listen to somebody else talk about their lifestyle or the choices they've made or whatever, and not judge those? If you're in a tribe that doesn't celebrate you, you're in the wrong tribe. You're in the wrong tribe. So self-acceptance, accept you fully. It doesn't mean you don't work on the flaws. It doesn't mean you just bury your head in the sand. It doesn't mean you're being, oh, I'm just obtuse about it. Do I know what my flaws are? Yes. Do I work on them? Absolutely. Do I focus there? No, because I'm not going to focus on the heart, but I'm going to have self-acceptance. I'm going to do the introspection work to try and make them better. I want to be aware of them so that I can do something about it, but I'm going to accept myself just the way I am. We need to take another break. I do the third one quickly. Resisting external definitions. We need to resist external definitions. Society often defines success, beauty, and happiness for us. Choosing to define these terms for ourselves based on our own values and desires is revolutionary. It challenges the status quo. Are you willing to do that? Are you willing to resist the external definitions? Resist what society tells you is beautiful, is successful, is good, is bad? Or can you stand on your own 2 feet? Can you stand in that fray and go, you know what? I'm going to be me. And society and external, and sometimes those external, when we say society, sometimes it's not society. Who else influences your life? Again, real and raw, right? And you may not like it. I'm here to rattle your chain, shake your cage. The other people that could be outside definitions for you could be what? Significant others, parents, church people, our friends, the people we hang out with, business people, colleagues. Do we allow them to define what success is for us, or what beauty is, or where we should be? Do we conform? Do they celebrate it when you stand and stick out? When you let your freaky, what did she say? Freaky flag fly? Can they stand in that and go, hey, you know what? Can they celebrate that? Or do they get challenged by that? Do they get freaked out when you do that? When you're unapologetically, unabashedly you, do people get freaked out around you? Some of them will. Can you take that? Is that okay? Is it all right to get freaked out? Can you stand on your own 2 feet? I challenge you because I believe you can. I believe we all can. The challenge is, will you? The challenge is that possible? The challenge is, do you have the guts to do that? I will leave that with you to ponder while we take another quick break, and another quick shout out for Jose Escobar, the founder and CEO of the Entrepreneur's Bookshelf. Check out the Entrepreneur's Bookshelf to learn more about his morning and evening routine mastery program that is changing people's lives. This program will help you install systems on the bookends of your day to maximize your morning and evening routine. Set up your free strategy session with Jose Escobar today. And again, you can reach him at theentrepreneursbookshelf.com. That's a great program. And if you're not doing something as a routine, beginning and end of your day, you're fooling yourself in terms of maximizing the space. You're not maximizing your day if you're not doing something in a routine at the beginning and the end. For my entrepreneurial friends or my pro athletes and the professionals that know me, you know, if you're not doing something at the beginning and the end, you're missing out. So don't forget, as we go for a break here, pause and breathe, ground yourself, help yourself focus, and get ready for the next session. The next section, we're going to talk. There's 2 more ways to focus on being. We're going to talk about 2 more. Don't go anywhere. You're with the long-bearded guy, Gordon D. Melville, on Inspired Choices Network. I'll be right back.
How much of our daily success relies on our mindset? Anything we are unaware of can still impact our lives. When dealing with our daily emotions that we all face, there can be positive outcomes we control. Why is the word stigma such a BS misnomer? Is living abundantly really possible for all of us, no matter where we find ourselves today? Join the long-bearded guy, Gordon D. Melville. The Chief Catalyst Strategist Guide at JEWIL International invites you to an enlightening, sometimes shocking discussion. He will be challenging you to explore your own answers to these questions and so many more. This will lead you towards living an abundant, successful life no matter how you define it. Gordon D. Melville is live Fridays at 12 noon Eastern, 11 a.m. Central, 10 a.m. Mountain, and 9 a.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com.
The Connected Leaders Academy is the #1 fastest growing networking community for entrepreneurs. CLA assembles high-level leaders, titans of industry, and business owners under one roof. If you're an entrepreneur looking to grow personally, professionally, scale your influence, develop skills, and expand your network exponentially, the CLA is where you need to be. Want on to more podcasts and shows, speak on more stages, sell more books, products, and services, get more leads, referrals, acquire new clients, develop lifelong friendships, and more. Join the Connected Leaders Academy today. Contact Jose Escobar on Facebook or check out www.claglobalsummit.com for more information.
This is the long-bearded guy with Gordon D. Melville. To participate in the program, join the live studio audience in our chat room at InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. You can also send an email to thelongbeardedguy@gmail.com. Now back to the program.
Hey everybody, welcome back. Thank you for being with me. Today it's Gordon D. Melville. Today we're talking about embrace being as a revolutionary act. Embrace who you are. Embrace who you're being authentically, 100% authentically. Be who you are. Be who you're supposed to be. You want to become aware of who you're supposed to be. You're willing to work on that regardless of what happens around you. I keep saying to people, your journey isn't for anybody else. You don't need their approval. You don't need their acceptance. You don't need their validation. You don't need anything from anybody else. You don't even need them to understand it. It's yours. It's yours. We get all hooked up on what other people are thinking and what it doesn't matter. It doesn't freaking matter. Well, their opinion means nothing. Less than nothing. Do we want people to like us? Yes. But I would prefer to be hated for who I am than loved for who I'm not. Let that sink in. Are you willing to be hated for who you are rather than loved for who you're not? So they love the mask, who they think you are, because that's what you show them. It's not really who you are. Are you brave enough, courageous enough to stand up and be you? I believe in you. Maybe you don't hear that often. Maybe you don't have somebody in your life telling you they're proud of you. I'm proud of you. You go, oh, that's not possible. You don't even know me. Really? People hate for no reason. I can love you for a reason. You're alive. You're human. I don't need anything else. I don't need any other reason to love you. And it's not, we conflate love with sex or love with romance. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about basic human love. Basic human love. Acceptance for who you are, just the way you are. You don't need to change. You want to grow and become aware of who you're supposed to be. Great, do that. I'll celebrate that and be a massive champion for you. I'll encourage that all over the place. Pom-poms, and I'll do that in a heartbeat. But I love you and accept you right where you are. So we are talking 5 ways to focus on being, or how to be: authenticity, self-acceptance, resisting external definitions, and that can be hard. Can you stand up to your spouse, to your significant other? Can you stand up to your parents? Can you stand up to your colleagues at work and go, you know what? I'm going to be who I am. When I shave my head, I had relatives go, I hate your hair. Great, I don't care. I didn't do it for you. I did it for me. I've conformed for 50 years. I'm not doing it anymore. And I'm finding as I get older, there's less and less and less and less I want to conform to, because I'm finding and realizing most people don't care anyway. Not really. They're not paying attention to that. Or you want to grow your beard long and shave your head? Knock yourself out. You want a man bun? Go ahead. You want to wear shorts and sandals in the winter? Fine. I'm being authentically me. And if you like it, great. And if you don't like it, that's still great. The 4th one is mindfulness and presence. Presence. Giving yourself the gift of being right here, right now. Being present in the moment, mindful of our thoughts and feelings, is revolutionary because most people don't do it. It allows us to break free from autopilot and make intentional choices. I'm going to say that again. Being present in the moment, it's a gift. It's a gift. It's called the present. Being present in the moment, mindful of our thoughts and feelings. What are you thinking and feeling in the moment? That's revolutionary. And then doing the right thing, regardless of how you feel. Did you make the commitment to do whatever? Yes, great. Then go do it. It takes 3 seconds of courage. 3 seconds of courage. To do what? To actually make the decision and go. We make the decision. We go, I'll start my diet on Monday. No, do right now. Let's go. Right now, let's go. Do something right this second that can move you forward. And the weirdest thing happens. When you do that, you start to get momentum. It's easy to do stuff when things are good. It's easy to do the right thing when things are good. It's easy to show up when things are moving beautifully and everything is perfect. Can you do that when your life is in the toilet? When all of a sudden everything looks like a dumpster fire around you? Can you keep doing the right thing? Can you keep doing the things you know you're supposed to do, even though you're not seeing the result right this second? Right? I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to get fit. And I eat 2 salads today. I eat what I'm supposed to eat. I drink 8 gallons of water. I go to the gym twice today. Tomorrow morning, I look in the mirror and what do I see? Not only do I hurt everywhere, and I've spent whole bunches of time in the bathroom because I keep having to pee because I drank so much, but I look exactly the same. Nothing's changed. Crap. Okay, you know what? I'm going to discipline. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing today. And I do exactly the same thing for the second day. The third morning, I look in the mirror and what do I see? That's right. Exactly the same thing. Nothing has changed. And we get defeated and go, you know what? This is bullshit. This isn't going to work. I'm not worth this much effort. Right? Like, look, it's not doing anything. I'm doing all the right things, but it's not doing anything. And what we don't realize, Darren Hardy talks about it in Compound Effect. If you haven't read that book, you'll go and go and go and go and go. If you have the discipline to do it for 6 months, and then look at yourself in the mirror, take a picture every once a week or once a month, and then go back and look at the first picture and then look at the last picture, because you've done the right thing every day, you look different. There is results. You're not going to see change, monumental type change every day. That's okay. It's okay. It doesn't mean you don't do the right thing. It doesn't mean you don't stop having the discipline of doing the things you know you're supposed to do day in, day out, day in, day out, day in, day out, day in, day out. Mindfulness and presence. Be present in the moment, mindful of our thoughts and feelings is revolutionary, pardon me. But don't let your feelings stop you from going where I don't feel so good. Great. Still do it anyway. Still do it anyway. Be mindful of them, aware they're there, but don't let them stop you from actually executing. Doing that will allow us to break free from our autopilot and make intentional choices. You got to be, you want to grow, you should be intentional. You can grow organically if you want, you're willy-nilly wherever, but if the best growth comes from intentionality. You directing it. It's your journey. You direct it. So that's mindfulness and presence. The fifth one is radical kindness. Radical kindness. Kindness, compassion, and empathy are revolutionary forces, especially right now. People are just banging their heads against the wall. They're separating from each other all over the place. They're not having kindness, compassion, and empathy. Matter of fact, they're warring with each other. People they've loved and been close to for decades, they're all of a sudden, now because of who you voted for, because of what you're thinking, or because of what choices you've made, all of a sudden we can't be friends anymore. What? Radical kindness. Kindness, compassion, and empathy are revolutionary forces. They can transform relationships, communities, and even the world. If it all starts with us, it starts with you. If I have radical kindness in the way I'm being, and it is part of who you are. Don't tell me, I don't have that gift. Bullshit. You have that gift. You can be. You choose not to be. And that may be harsh. You're choosing not to be. You're choosing not to have kindness, compassion, and empathy for somebody else. Why not? Would they have that for you? Maybe not. You go, okay, screw them. They're not doing it for me, so I'm not doing it for them. That's really who you want to be? Really? I don't think so. Not deep down. I don't believe most people are wanting to be nasty human beings, bitter and frustrated. I don't think that's who they want to be. So 5 ways to focus on being and how to peel back. Authenticity, be authentic, self-acceptance, just love on you, just accept yourself fully just the way you are. Resist external definitions. Define you for you with your morals and your compass and your goals, and you define those different things. What does beauty look like? What does success look like? You define it. Mindfulness, be right here, right now in presence. Give yourself the gift of being right here, right now. Get off your phone, unplug, spend some time with you. Stop being distracted by every shiny piece of shit that runs by. You control that. You control that. Yes, you can. Don't tell me I can't do it. Yeah, you can. You choose not to. Matter of fact, the things you really want to do, you'll find time for. You'll make time for. You'll stop doing other things that maybe are more important to make sure you get it done. Mindfulness and presence, and then radical kindness. Can we do those 5 things? Can we do them? If you're not sure how, plug into me. I've got cohorts happening, and we're just filling those classes now for Box Inside Out, a men's and a woman's. They've both been unbelievably good. If you want to be able to grow, you want to be able to embrace who you are and figure out how to be authentically you, these are classes that will work for you. These are workshops that will absolutely work for you. Reach out to me. Reach out to me. I do one-on-one with pro athletes, with entrepreneurial. That's where my heart is. Pro athletes and entrepreneurial men. But you know what? If you're a lady out there and you're struggling, reach out to me. Reach out to me. We'll work something out. I've got one-on-one. I've got group. It's less expensive, but I have that available to you. And then if you want me to come and share this stuff with your church or your youth group or your community or your whatever, reach out to me. TheLongBeardedGuy@gmail.com. TheLongBeardedGuy@gmail.com. And don't think you can do most of this on your own. You don't have to do it on your own. Reach out and get help. Join communities. There's lots of stuff out there that you can join that doesn't cost you anything. You want to do it that way? Knock yourself out. If you want to grow, I tell coaches all the time, I don't trust a coach that doesn't have a coach. Why? Because we all have blind spots. I don't have all the answers. Would never tell you I have all the answers. I'm on the journey just like you. Do I know a lot of answers? Yes. But I need coaches. I've got 3 and a therapist. Why? Because I need to have that to stay on the straight and narrow. I need to have that for them to challenge me, for them to find the blind spots, for them to fill in the bits and pieces, for them to hold a mirror for, Gord, this is who you're being. You may not see it that way, but this is who how you're showing up for people in their world. And they can hold that mirror for you. They can show you. They can give you new tools and strategies to be able to get to the next steps, to be able to deal with your life with the way it's happening right now. Plug into me. TheLongBeardedGuy@gmail.com. Reach out. Put a comment in the show. You're watching this or listening to this, put a comment in. Hey, Gord, can you reach out to me? And I'll do it. Please, 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 please. That's what I'm here for. My purpose in life, I think everybody's is to love on people. And the way we all do that is going to be different because you're different than me. So the way you show that love to the world is going to be completely different than the way I do it. And that's good. That's great. That's what it's supposed to be. But plug into me. Plug into the resource. It's only good if you use it. I have to take another quick break. Don't forget to pause and breathe. I will be right back. We're going to do a quick wrap and we're going to do a call to action. These times go so quick. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back here with Gordon D. Melville, the long-bearded guy on Inspired Choices Network. Don't go anywhere.
How much of our daily success relies on our mindset? Anything we are unaware of can still impact our lives. When dealing with our daily emotions that we all face, there can be positive outcomes we control. Why is the word stigma such a BS misnomer? Is living abundantly really possible for all of us, no matter where we find ourselves today? Join the long-bearded guy, Gordon D. Melville. The Chief Catalyst Strategist Guide at JEWIL International invites you to an enlightening, sometimes shocking discussion. He will be challenging you to explore your own answers to these questions and so many more. This will lead you towards living an abundant, successful life no matter how you define it. Gordon D. Melville is live Fridays at 12 noon Eastern, 11 a.m. Central, 10 a.m. Mountain, and 9 a.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com.
How wonderful would it be to carry your favorite Inspired Choices Network host with you throughout your day? Well, now you can. Inspired Choices Network now has its very own mobile app. Our free app offers live streaming shows, along with thousands of podcasts and TV episodes. Our shows cover a wide variety of topics. Whether you're waking up with us, carrying us through the day, and taking us to bed with you, we're always here for you to enjoy. We're easy to find. Just search for Inspired Choices Network in the Apple App Store or Google Play Store.
This is the Long-Bearded Guy with Gordon D. Melville. To participate in the program, join the live studio audience in our chat room at InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. You can also send an email to thelongbeardedguy@gmail.com. Now back to the program.
Hey everybody, welcome back. Thank you for sticking with me. I really, really appreciate your being here. Today we're talking about embrace being as a revolutionary act, because most people don't do it. Most people have no idea who they're being. It's not easy to be 100% authentically ourselves. It requires courage, vulnerability, and resilience, but a journey that will inspire others to do the same. Can you do that? Can you do that? Can you be 100% authentically you? Do you know who you're being? Don't tell me what you do. Tell me who you're being. How are you showing up? Are you familiar with how you're showing up for people around you? And if you don't know, ask them. Ask them, hey, you know what? I'm curious. I'm trying to figure out how am I showing up in your life? When you think of me, how do and you know what? I'll challenge you. I'm challenging you. How does the long bearded guy show up in your life? Let me know. Tell me. Who am I being to you? Or you're being a schmuck. Okay, I can handle that. It's a place to start. Why? But ask people around you. The call to action today is write down the ways that you can become aware of who you're being. And you've got some of them from today. If you're listening, you got some of them. You may go back and listen to last week's show because there were some ways there too. But meditate and chew on it. Put some focused attention on understanding who you're being, how you're showing up, and then write it down. Write it down. I dare you. Write it down. Figure out who you are. Who are you being? Ask people. Ask people. How far? And then the next question is, if once you understand who you're being right now, how far from who you want to be are you? Oh, ouch. How far away from who you want to be are you right now? Because that requires awareness and it requires intentional growth. And I keep saying it. If you want to just be where you are, perfect. That's wonderful. I suspect you're not listening to me anymore because you don't want to be challenged. But if you want to grow, did you use the best knowledge you have to get you where you are today? To make the choices to get where you are today? Yes or no? Put it in the chat. I suspect yes. Great. Are you where you want to be? Most people will tell me no. Great. Then you need to do something different than what you've been doing, because doing what you've always done will not give you what you want. It will not get you to where you want to go. You've got to do something different. You've got to infuse other things in. You got to be open to change. People hate that. You have to become comfortable being uncomfortable. But you got to know who you're being. You got to know how you're showing up. If you're not sure, or you want help closing that gap from where you are to where you want to be, reach out to me, thelongbeardedguy@gmail.com. thelongbeardedguy@gmail.com. Reach out to me. Gord, I need help. Great. I'm here to do that for you. I'm here to help. I'm here to champion who you're being. However you want to define that. I want to celebrate that with you. And I love you enough not to let you go and stay where you are. Next week. I hope that's helpful. I hope this resonates with you. I hope you're hearing my heart. I hope you understand the passion that's coming out is coming out. I'm not angry. I'm passionate about, I want to help. I want to help. Let me help. Let me help. Please. Please let me help. Next week, Friday, June 14. Unbelievable. I move at the end of the month. So that's going to be interesting. But on June 14, next Friday, same time, same place, same wonderful, happy beard, I will let you know. Listen to find out. I'm probably going to talk some more about being. It's such a huge thing. It comes into everything. It touches all of our lives. It touches everything about our life. It touches our mindset, which is huge for me. Why? Because if my thought process and who I'm being is not where I want to be, how do I change that? How do I change it? I have to be aware, but then I need to know how to change it. And I probably need help to do that. My mindset that's created out of who I am, am I worthy? Yes, you are. Yes, you are. You're worth all that effort. This week, be courageous. Be unapologetically you. Stand on your own 2 feet. Make it another great week because you have the power to do that. It's not just happening. Live out you, who you are, who you're being, abundantly and with intention. Know that I love you. Massive big hugs. And we'll see you next week. Remember, and I'm asking, who are you being?
Thank you for tuning into the Long Bearded Guy Show. You are appreciated and loved. Gordon D. Melville returns Fridays at 12 noon Eastern, 11 a.m. Central, 10 a.m. Mountain, and 9 a.m. Pacific on the InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. Until then, make it another great week leading with love, powerfully designing, crafting, and